Walk is being held at Warner Park this weekend to fight a disease that affects more than 1 million people in the United States.
Crohn's disease and colitis are chronic inflammations of the digestive tract. They are debilitating and deeply private diseases that can be embarrassing and difficult to talk about. But a local woman is sharing her story to educate others and to help find a cure. To see Marissa Simon playing with her dogs, Tank and Junior, in the backyard, you would never know this is a woman coping every day with a chronic and difficult illness. And that's part of the reason she's talking about it.
A lot of people view Crohn's as just a bathroom disease. Is kind of the stigma it's gotten on it, which is not good. I feel like if I put my face out there and my story out there, even if one person can relate to it, I've done my job.
2 decades ago, Marissa's parents took her to the doctor thinking she had the stomach flu.
The symptoms I started experiencing were fatigue, nausea and vomiting, excruciating stomach pain that had me doubled over.
Doctors discovered that Marissa had Crohn's disease.
I was diagnosed at 10. I was in the 4th grade. You're in elementary school. All your friends are getting invited over to sleepovers and parties, and it's embarrassing being a kid and trying to tell your friends, where's the bathroom? And I joke even now, I know every bathroom in every place I go to.
So Crohn's disease is a chronic inflammation. So inflammation is like when you get a cut or a burn and it gets red and swollen. With Crohn's, that red and swollenness is in the intestine.
Dr. Mark Reichelderfer is a gastroenterologist at the UW Digestive Health Center. He's worked with patients like Marissa for 36 years and calls Crohn's an invisible illness.
And people that have it often look well, even though they're having all kinds of diarrhea, a lot of what we call the systemic symptoms, which are fever and weight loss and feeling crummy, having trouble with school performance, having trouble with work performance. All those things are happening, and yet if you looked at somebody, they actually looked pretty normal.
The cause of Crohn's disease is still unknown, and the diagnosis can be difficult.
With Crohn's, they have cramping and diarrhea. Well, that's irritable bowel syndrome, which is very common. And so often, even the doctors that are taking care of them will say, oh, you just have irritable bowel, and you take some pills and you should be fine, and yet it's Crohn's.
Marissa has been through 3 major surgeries to remove parts of her large and small intestines and countless visits to the hospital to deal with complications. She goes through a lot on a daily basis that people don't see.
For instance, my IV nutrition and my weekly labs and my home health, visits from my nurse, and there's things that people are like, you're going out and you're doing all this stuff, and I'm like, well, I try to lead a normal life as possible.
And she wants others to know that they are not alone.
Life does go on, and just take each day. That's what I do. I take each day, some days each minute, by minute, and just try to embrace those. And if I'm having a healthy day, just be grateful that I have a healthy day.
Marissa is 30 years old. She looks younger than that, doesn't she? She's hoping to start a Crohn's and colitis support group in Madison for young people because so many young people are being diagnosed every year. And this Saturday, Marissa will be at the Take Steps Walk for Crohn's and colitis. You can still sign up to help raise money and awareness for the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, which is funding some exciting and important genetic research. Log on to cctakesteps.org to register. The walk starts at 2 o'clock at Warner Park.